Hi, it's Carrie with the Kendrick team over at Chasewood Realty. Today I'm continuing our series on tips that you need to know that will help you get more money when you decide to sell your home. Because your home may well be your largest asset, selling it is probably one of the most important decisions you'll make in your life. So to better understand the home selling process, we've created a free report highlighting 27 tips that will help you make more money when you do decide to sell. Check the comment section below for the link to where you can download that report free of charge. So today I'm going to be highlighting 3 of the tips that we have in this free report. Tip number 1, keep emotions in check during your negotiations. Number 2, learn why your buyer is motivated. And number 3, what the buyer can really pay. Okay, so tip number 1 is to keep your emotions in check during negotiations. Okay, you have to be businesslike and don't let your emotions get in your way. All right, this is a business transaction and you need to understand that buyers have a lot of options these days, especially with the internet. So they have seen a lot of homes and they have a perception of value in their mind. Think about if you were out there looking to purchase a home. You would be armed with knowledge and you wouldn't want to overpay on the home that you're purchasing. Okay, so it's the same thing with the buyers, all right? When they have made you an offer, they have a figure in mind based upon what they've seen in the marketplace. So let's say that you have a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home with a pool and you're looking to get $300,000. Okay, that's the number that you feel is fair for your home based upon your improvements or your upgrades or what have you. But when the buyers go online, they're looking at houses just like yours, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths with a pool, all around your house, and those homes are all selling in the 270 to 280 range. Okay, so when a buyer makes an offer for your home for 285 and you're thinking you want 300, you have to be able to accept the fact that this is a business transaction, all right? And if you can just keep your emotions in check and stay objective, you're going to be able to put a deal together, all right? So don't get caught up emotionally, be detached and let go of the emotions that you've invested in your home and just realize that you are now going to be moving on to the next stage of your life, okay? So you have made a decision to sell this home. So just keep your emotions in check, treat this like a business transaction, all right, and then move on. So tip 2 I have for you today is to learn why your buyer is motivated. The better you know the buyer, you can use this information to your advantage, allowing you to control the pace and the duration of the negotiating process. So knowing what motivates your buyer enables you to negotiate more effectively. Let's take, for example, you discover through the process that your buyer is in a hurry, okay? And you are in a position to move out of your home very quickly, allowing for a quick close. But if you discover through the process that the second choice for the buyer, that home is actually occupied by a tenant, then of course that means that they wouldn't be able to close quickly on that house. They would have to wait 60 or 90 days to move in. So you, by being able to offer them that quick close, right, sale, that would put you in a better bargaining position. Tip 3 for today is what can the buyer really pay? As soon as possible, you need to learn the amount of mortgage that the buyer is qualified for and how much money they intend on putting down. So when an offer is submitted to you and you're reviewing a buyer's offer, you need to make sure that your realtor is including some sort of pre-approval or a desktop underwriting finding on the buyer. So this is really going to give you some great insight into how qualified the buyer really is. Can they actually pay more money than what their initial offer is? Okay, so please understand that you would do the same thing if you were buying a home, that initial offer could be a lot less than what you were hoping for. But this is not uncommon for buyers. They're trying to get your house for the least amount that they can. So they do that by presenting that initial offer at a low price possibly. It may even be shocking to you and you may feel like not countering it, but you always counter a buyer's offer regardless how low the initial offer is, because you really never know how high they are willing to come up towards the purchase of your home. All right, but if you do gain some insight into how much can they really afford and how much are they putting down, then that'll give you some negotiating power on when you go back and counter to them. And you can also ask their realtor, are they really able to afford the purchase of my home? And if they say yes, you will know that they can pay more. So you just have to come to an agreement about what you're willing to accept. So know that just because the offer initially comes in low, that if you can discover the buyer's qualifications, so if they have really good credit and they have a great job and they have a substantial down payment, then they're more than likely going to be able to come up to something way more realistic that is going to work with you on whatever number it is that you're hoping to achieve and net from the proceeds of your sale. So if possible, make sure that whenever you are evaluating an offer that you've received, that you do have some type of pre-approval letter. And your agent should be reaching out to the buyer's lender and just sort of going over the qualifications of the buyer anyway in their vetting process. So that way you know with confidence that the offer that you're going to be accepting is with a buyer who can actually make the deal happen. The worst thing you can do is, especially if you're in a multiple offer situation, is to end up choosing the buyer who can't qualify for the loan, who doesn't have the capacity to do that. So whenever you're evaluating an offer, always be sure to try to understand what can the buyer really pay. In some cases, you may be looking for $300,000 for your home, and you'll get a pre-approval on a buyer that can actually pay $400,000. But for whatever reason, they're sensible and they want to stay in that $300,000 budget. So if that ever were to occur, you can say with confidence that you're probably dealing with a buyer who is very well qualified. So that will help you in negotiating your price and maybe getting a little bit more than what their initial offer was. So remember that it's all a negotiation process, and you just have to understand that you don't want to be passing up on a buyer that is sound and can financially get a mortgage if you really do want to sell your home and move on. All right, so anyway, I hope you find that tip helpful. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and felt like it was helpful and valuable and teaching you a few tips on how you can get the most amount of money when you do decide to sell your home, please share the video, subscribe to our channel, and like the video below. Also would love to hear your comments if you have any additional tips that help home sellers maximize the sale price of their home as well. And then be sure and check out next week's video when we continue this series. And then of course, feel free to download the entire free report on 27 tips on getting your home sold fast and for top dollar by clicking the link below. Also included in the comment section are the links to the previous videos in this series, so you can go back and watch that playlist as well. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.